My mother-in-law ruined my hair. When I was younger I dealt with a lot of crappy situations. My only real escape from that was my hair. I know how silly that sounds, but it is what it is. When shit started to fall apart, I'd turn to my hair and use it as a medium to control and reflect how I felt. I'd cut it, dye it, style it weird whatever, and it would make me feel better. In 2011 I gave myself an 80s like purple mohawk that involved shaving off a good portion of my hair. This was the last time I truly felt like I wasn't in control of my life. Since then I've let my hair grow without much messing with it other than regular maintenance. This year after the birth of my third child, my hair reached the length of my thighs. To me, my long beautiful hair is a reflection of how far I've come with my overall mental health and happiness. It's very important to me. This brings me to now. With 3 children under 5 my long ass hair stays in either a pony, braid, or bun. Little hands tend to pull on it otherwise. This fact for some reason has been extremely annoying to my husband's stepmother. Every time I'd see her, at least once she would bring up what a waste my hair was on me. She would tell me that a mother shouldn't have a ratnest like I have or something snide like that. She's annoying and I ignore her for the most part because she just wants attention and I won't give it to her. Until yesterday, sitting on my father-in-law's couch breastfeeding my youngest, having a pleasant conversation with husband and father-in-law about what we were watching on the TV. I felt a tug on my hair and before I could pull completely away, I heard the scissors close. There's my mother-in-law and my 4-year-old standing behind the couch, both laughing as she holds a large portion of what was my bun. The 3 of us turned and stared at her. It was like the looking at a cartoon villain. I'm fucking devastated and trying not to cry in front of my children. Husband starts yelling asking her if she insane. My 4-year-old starts to cry, which is followed by Mill who tearfully claims it's just a joke. It'll grow back. We thought you all would laugh. The whole situation falls apart with husband arguing on my behalf, my 3 children and I crying, Mill snot bubble sobbing, and father-in-law trying to get us all to calm down. We end up leaving with husband telling his dad to divorce his wife because being married to an overgrown 8-year-old is probably illegal, which I would have giggled at if I wasn't so upset. My husband drives us around looking for a stylist that will take a walk in, and I call my sister-in-law to come sit with me. She meets us at her stylist's workplace. She was off work but came back as a favor, thank God. Looking at my tattered hair was horrible. Large chunks were gone. The length was all over the place. It was awful. I felt like I lost a body part. Luckily the stylist was very talented and salvaged my hair to right above my shoulders. It looks nice, but I'm still sad looking at it. I don't know how long it'll take to get over this. Mill sent me a couple half-assed apology texts, like sorry but don't be a baby, hair does grow you know type shit. First of all, thank you everyone for the support and for the gold. Sorry it's been a bit holidays and stuff. I'll just kind of jump into this, starting with going to the police station. The officer I talked to was very kind and was especially concerned that I was holding my baby when mother-in-law came at me with scissors. He gave me a step-by-step of what would happen pressing charges, and the likelihood of this kind of thing sticking, which would have been not good for where I live. We live in a fairly small town, less than 25,000, where everyone knows everyone pretty much, so this officer does in fact know father-in-law and mother-in-law since they went to high school together. He offered an alternative to pressing charges. I know that it would seem like maybe they're friends and he's looking out. He's not, I don't think. He made a point that he would help me if pressing charges was the route I wanted, focusing more on the fact I was holding the baby, not my hair, which was fine by me. Anyway, he offered to make a stop at the in-laws' place off duty and explain the gravity of what she had done to both father-in-law and mother-in-law, suggest counseling or something for her and maybe wake up father-in-law to mother-in-law's disregard to decency and sanity. Talking with husband and sister-in-law who really advocated for charges, I decided for father-in-law and my children's sake, I wouldn't press charges, and only made a report with the officer and let him make the stop. So there is a record now with printed of text and the before, after pics for proof. God forbid she escalates, I'll have a paper trail already started. Presumably after the officer made the stop, my husband got a call from his dad. My husband answered and they talked for a good hour before passing off the phone to me. I did insist I would only speak to father-in-law. I wasn't and still am not willing to speak to or see my mother-in-law. My father-in-law offered me a pretty heartfelt apology. He's known me since I was 14 and I really do believe he cares for me, so I accepted. He also offered to pay for any and all things hair related until my hair reaches its original length, which I took the opportunity to not only accept but add the condition that only when my hair reaches that length again, is mother-in-law allowed to see my children and myself. Thank you again everyone for that suggestion. I loved it. Father-in-law didn't even try to protest after asking if he was still allowed over to see his grandchildren, which he is. He also brought up that mother-in-law will be receiving therapy in the next town over starting after Thanksgiving. Good for her, I honestly don't care. Next, I've decided to go with vivid colors for my hair instead of extensions. Appointment tomorrow. It's been a long time since I've dyed it, so why not? I still miss the length terribly. I get teary-eyed when I brush, wash my hair and feel the loss. With DD to further solidify that only you should make decisions about your body including hair, I've let her pick out a color very temporary non-chemical, to dye her hair, which led to my 2-year-old son wanting the same. So that was a fun family day. Lastly, father-in-law has stopped by to see the kids a couple days ago. Before he left he gave me a gift from mother-in-law, an apology. It was a Ziploc bag with hair in it and a note. She had kept the hair she chopped off my head, made a disfigured braid-like thing from it and gifted it to me. I promptly threw it away without reading the note and told my father-in-law no more presents from her for the kids or I ever again.